Oh, goody.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? Zombies here again, and today back with another Mercenaries video. This build is going to be taking a look at Maestra, one of the characters I featured yesterday in my top 5 new Mercenaries video, and she definitely earned her spot there. This character is pretty nuts. So this build is kind of a different take on what was a popular build last meta, which was Nefarian, Trigor, and Valera with the Arcane Bench, Tyranja, Longjin. So going for a kind of similar thing here, however, we opt to get rid of Valera in place of Eudora, as we wanted a unit that both is quick to attack, force speed is pretty quick, and having Eudora's cannon is very, very beneficial for Maestra, because Maestra cares about positioning. So if your opponent has 3 mercenaries and you have 4 mercenaries or 4 units on the board, like we do at the cannon, Maestra will be across from 2 different things, and she will actually use the shifting strike ability, which is why we're using this item here, when she comes in after Eudora attacks, and it will actually trigger, it'll do the roll swap, it'll hit the character to the left of her, it'll roll swap again, and then it will hit the character to the right. So really, really powerful ability. You can see here, I don't even have it 100% of the way leveled up. I still have one more level to do, and it was still absolutely destroying people. I think Maestra is crazy strong. Just finding the right comp for her, I think this is definitely one of the better comps, but I'm sure there's a lot more experimentation to be done to find out what the best builds for her are, but I definitely think this has potential to be one of them. This build was shared in the Mercenaries Discord, so credit to the folks over there. Always doing some cool and fun deck building, and love all that kind of stuff. Love seeing what the community comes up with. So, looking at the equipments here, we have Nefarian with the Chromatic Dragonflight, just to give him that extra attack. Always nice. Trigor, as usual, with the Razor Claw. Trigor is a big part of what makes the damage potential of this build insane, because not only are you triggering off of the damage of Eudora, you're also triggering the Trigor damage off each hit with Maestra, which is crazy, because you're already getting in pretty big crit damage with Maestra, so really adds up. Also worth noting that Maestra is an orc, so maybe some orc synergy stuff could be back on the menu, but we'll have to experiment with that in a future build. Then Eudora, we want her primed armaments, as we do need that cannon to give us that 4th unit. Basically, that's kind of why Eudora is the best pick for this, because she's the fastest attacker, as we do want something faster than Nefarian. That's why we can't use something like, say, Mukla's big brother in this instance. And the cannon, sometimes it'll help out a little bit, but it's really just there for that Maestra benefit. And if it happens to do a little bit of extra damage along the way, that's just kind of a bonus. Then Maestra, definitely want the Mask of Mimicry here. Just really, really powerful ability that triggers when you use your first attack. And I really like the design of swapping in from the bench. I think it's really cool. One thing worth noting with Maestra, all of her abilities basically do care about positioning. The first 2 care about where she is positioned, and the third one kind of cares more about your opponent's positioning. But most of the characters we've had in Mercenaries up until this point have not cared a whole ton about positioning. So do be aware of that, as it's something we normally don't have to think a whole ton about. But now with a character like Maestra, it actually sometimes will matter when you have that opportunity to swap your mercs around, because all of her abilities, whether it be Dirty Tricks, Shifting Strike, they care quite a lot about where she's located on the board. And that's kind of a first. We've had like little subtle things that have influenced that or been relevant with that, like with Illidan, but nothing really that important. I mean, I guess you could make the argument that Trigor cares about positioning, but most of the positioning in Mercenaries has been very minor so far. I think this is one of our first major positioning characters. Then rest of the bench here, we have Tyranja and Longjin, using their normal equipments here: Verdant, Recurve, and Band of Bursting Novas. So even though we don't have like a ton of dragons, this also triggers off beasts, so Trigor is always going to die, so that gives us one. Varian, always going to die eventually, that's going to give us another, and then depending on how many summons Neff gets before he dies, it ends up just being enough damage to make them a very solid late game. So that is the overview for the comp. We are going to get into some games with it. These games are from one of my recent streams. If you don't know, I do stream fairly regularly over on Twitch, trying to do more of that this month with all the new content. So link in the description if you want to check that out. But really fun, really enjoy this comp, and I think it definitely has a lot of potential. I think there's definitely going to be a Maestra build that is pretty high up there in terms of power level. So we're going to get into the games. Before we do, if you enjoy this content, do remember to like and subscribe. It does a ton to help out the channel and keeps the Mercenaries videos coming. So without further ado, let's get into the games. All right, Frost Trigor. Gotcha. Yeah, it's like a sustain type of build. That sounds cool. Yeah, I definitely am gonna be trying out Yashiraj for sure. Yeah, this is silly. This is really silly. This is one of the most dominant comps we've seen. The Trigor Frost was one of the last meta comps. We just cleared their whole board and popped their block on turn 1. That's obscene. Yeah, so I was talking about this in the Discord earlier, but I think I got baited by Hooktusk because her abilities are really cool, when Maestra's probably the more broken one. Because roll advantage is much better than just swap a roll. Like, significantly better. Swapping a roll is cool, and it's good, but, like, roll advantage is so much better. Yeah. Like, this seems silly. I heard it didn't affect bleed. I can't confirm that myself, though. Because I haven't done it yet. I guess I should have moved it. This comp, actually, there's a bunch of positioning things, which are kind of interesting. Yeah, I heard it didn't. It probably should, though. It probably should work on bleed. That's probably a bug. There are a lot of bugs with this patch. But Ness on the bench. Props to them for running something cool, at least. Just arcane shot. We have to trade off our summon because we don't want them snapping us. I think it should work that way, though, right? Like, it kind of makes sense, because the bleed is spell damage. If it gets increased by nature damage, it should be increased by spell damage. Yeah, they went for the snap there. That's definitely not correct. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of things that should be, stealth is not supposed to last until the end of the turn. When you're the only guy left. And it's so annoying. I hate this bug. I guess I swap. You know, that's a great question. Does Old God count as a spell school for Queen? I kind of want to test that now. We could test it with N'Zoth. I might go test that after this game. No, because it's a summon. But isn't... Oh, you're right, because his last ability isn't Old God, it's Shadow. I was thinking his last ability was Old God, but no, it's Shadow. Alright, Pure Frost. Yeah, roll advantage is so nuts. See ya, local R. Let's see. Do we want to reorder this? Kind of want this here because I'm just going to trade it off before they can snap it. Unless they have Karen. Karen off the bench would be pretty bad. Oh, it's probably Frost Pirates with that kind of bench, in which case we're totally fine, most likely. Oh, damn. Nope, it's Karen. Well, that's really bad. That's, like, very not good. Yeah, that's the trick. So you use Eudora to have a cannon to make the positioning better for you, because if you have 4 versus 3, you get 2 hits. And you also get a cannon shot, so more damage. And then she swaps, and then you can redeploy later on. It's pretty sick. We're like 100% getting speed snapped here. I guess I just do this because of that. It definitely worked out better against, what's it called? Oh my god, they didn't speed snap me? Well, yeah, that's a mistake. I'm, like, shocked. That's, like, that's a very large throw. Oh, you think it's a bot? I mean, not taking a speed up to the snap there. That is a little bit, it's a little bit suspect, in my opinion. Eudora is also kind of funny because you can actually use Eudora to bench Longjin and bring him back out and get the battle cry again. Yeah, definitely a little sus there. This was like one of the old comps. This was like, I think this was this what Spark used? Do you remember that? I could probably go find what it was because I have the video up. Oh, I think, right, it's just double and then hit it.
Job's done.
Yeah, that's some bot behavior. That is not ever correct. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, this is the old Spark bot comp. I guess my positioning was bad here. I really need to start thinking about positioning more. Matters a lot more at this comp. I'm not used to that. I knew that was gonna happen at some point. Positioning was gonna start mattering more, and I'm definitely gonna mess that up a bunch. Should probably play a little bit slower. Oh yeah, it's sped up now, huh? So I guess I don't even want to attack the Diablo because it's enough to kill it anyway. So this is significantly more damage. Oh, did I just die? No, we got it with the cannon. They almost got me at the end though with the Sinestra end of turn. Had an idea for arena build that seemed pretty cool. Oh, same person. Okay. There are gonna be a lot of Trigor procs here. Look at that, the retaliation doesn't happen because we go bench. It's actually kind of awesome. And now that dies, right? They can't retaliate into it. They do get some free stats though. They retaliate. And then, yeah, Trigor kills it. Or no, it lived again. Just barely. But we can just use Tyrande Longjin. Oh, it's Leroy. Alright, Leroy makes it a little bit better for him. Actually means I should probably... Yeah, it's still fine to do that. It sucks that he got to go first there. That Leroy is now very, very large. Yeah, they might actually get us with this. Retaliation seems pretty good against. They had the buffed retaliation too. They have Lich King. Oh, is this like humans? Yeah, this was like humans, wasn't it? They had Varian, Tyrion, and what was their third one? It was Trigor. Okay. That's right. Because of course it's Trigor. It's always Trigor. Yeah, we're gonna lose this to Leroy, I think. Oh, I forgot the cannon only goes off if it's the left or the right. Those are really big humans. I was just kind of busy today. All right, we're back. Yeah, you gotta watch out for the doppelgangsters. All right. Or no, it's not. Oh, you like the last area? Nice. Like, look at that. This is silly. Like, your local is done.
Job's done.
Ah, yeah, it's a good one, Thalnos. I should ask that one. I feel like that's gotta be wrong. All right. What are their speeds? It's only 5 damage. It crits though, so they can snipe at 4. That's 10 damage to an enemy. Okay. Oh wait, no, I shouldn't swing there. Swing. It's cool they have the Nagas with the frost. Yeah, I don't even know if you can beat the doppelgangsters with a bunch of other comps. Like, I guarantee you that's going to be changed. That's one thing I am very confident in, I think. This is kind of fine. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't played against the Nagas very much. Well, I wouldn't say a week. I would definitely not say a week for maxing out all your mercenaries. It takes significantly longer than that, for sure. So I would say that's definitely an exaggeration. You can do it fully free to play though. Over time, it just takes time. I guess Walloon's Grace. Oh, yeah. Alright, so we should win this. Nice. Probably am going to wrap it up here pretty soon, though, because it is getting a little bit late, and I have some other stuff I have to do before bed. But we've had some really good PvP games today, though. I'm in the Northeast. Or, not the Northeast, I'm in the East Coast. That's the word I was looking for. I was in the Northeast. I'm in the Southeast. So I'm Eastern Standard Time. Alright, so as you can see, this comp can do some pretty insane damage. It seems like every kind of big merc strap, I mean, I guess this is our first one, but it feels like over time, just damage keeps getting pushed more and more in mercenaries. And I'm kind of curious if it can go much higher than this, because, I mean, we had one game where we basically just deleted the frost opener right from the start, including popping Jaina, which is just ridiculous. It's just crazy. So there are counters to this, though. One thing, I did see some people running a build like this, and as we saw in the gameplay, I did actually get countered pretty decently by humans. Varian is really tough for this comp to deal with because we care so much about attacking. Basically, 4 out of our 6 units care about attacking, and that's how we're doing like all of our early game damage. So if your opponent has a payoff like Varian with retaliation for you swinging in, you might have a little bit of a bad time. It's also possible the Cho opener might make this a little bit more awkward because we wouldn't be getting in the Trigor damage and whatnot, but I haven't seen too many of those on ladder, or at least I haven't really ran into that matchup yet, so we'll have to wait and see. But the comp's really strong, pretty fun to play. If you're looking for a way to use Maestra, this is definitely one of the ways I'd recommend trying out. But that is going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, do remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.